If you're browsing Viewpoint right now comparing new build to resale homes, the sticker price is only half the story. The flow of money from your deposit all the way to your final setup costs is completely different depending on which route you choose. In today's episode, I'm going to be comparing 5 key financial differences between buying a resale home and a new construction here in Halifax, so you can budget according to which direction you choose. If we haven't met yet, I'm John Murray, a realtor here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Whether you're relocating to the province or you're a local just looking to make a move, this channel is your guide to navigating the Halifax real estate market, so hit subscribe and let's get into it. First, let's get into pricing. So new construction is largely a fixed price game. The builder is going to set the price based on the cost of their materials and their margins. Now, while you may be able to negotiate a small upgrade, generally the price you see is the price you're going to pay. In contrast to new construction, resale pricing is more like a strategy. So depending on the market situation, a home could actually sell for under asking, or it could be priced artificially low in order to build competition and get multiple offers. Either way, you have to think of pricing on resale homes more as a starting point than a sticker price like it is in new construction. Getting into point number 2, we're going to look at escalation clauses versus price locks. So I know I just told you the sticker price is what you pay generally in new construction. You do have to be aware of this one thing. If you're buying a new construction home that is yet to be completed, you might be looking at a longer timeline, anywhere between 6 to 12 to 14 months. And the cost of materials like lumber and concrete can increase over that time. To protect the project, the builders usually build in an escalation clause to protect themselves if the cost to build skyrocket. That means you might be required to pay a little bit more than you thought for your home. However, don't worry, most standard contracts allow the buyer the option to then walk away and get their deposit back if they're not satisfied with the increased cost. Hopefully this is something you won't have to worry about, but it is pretty standard, so you need to budget for it if you're gonna go down this route. Now, in contrast, when you're buying a resale home, that sales price is locked in stone once you have firmed up your agreement. That means you initially offered a price that the seller accepted, you've gone through your inspections and next negotiating window, and whatever's settled then, when you firm up that purchase, there's no more changing the price. Now, in saying that, you may have to deal with a competitive offer situation that you wouldn't with new construction, so it all depends on what price you're able to get the house at in the first place. Next, we're going to look at setup costs and future maintenance. The best way to look at this is when you buy a resale home, you're adopting its age and its history, and you're going to need to budget for some future maintenance. You might be looking at an aging roof or windows that are nearing the end of their lifespan. You might want to replace the old oil furnace with a ducted heat pump. Either way, you need to know what you're getting into and budget for these future considerations. Now, occasionally, after the home inspection, if anything is urgent, you may be able to negotiate down either the price or possibly a credit to deal with it. But again, that's going to be case by case and depends on the seller. On the flip side, new build means everything comes brand new and usually comes with a multi-year warranty that gives you peace of mind. However, you still need to have a setup budget. New builds rarely come with window treatments. That means buying new blinds for an entire house. Appliances are also not often included, so you'll need to budget for those. As we look at resale versus new construction homes here, the trade-off is basically a need for future maintenance you need to budget for versus immediate day one setup costs that you're going to need to have kept. Let's talk about landscaping. Now, with a resale home, what you see is what you get, and that has a lot of value to it. Landscaping these days is incredibly expensive, and if it already has a paved driveway, you can do the math of what you're saving. There's also some hidden savings that some buyers don't think about in a resale home, such as fencing and outbuilding. Now, a brand new fence around your property can cost you tens of thousands of dollars, and if you even put a shed out back, it costs thousands. So you're gonna save a lot of money if these are already in place in a resale home. So basically in resale, you're buying a home that's ready to host company and have a barbecue in the backyard the day you move in. In looking at new construction, occasionally the lots will come landscape, especially in more of a dense community. It's not always the case, and oftentimes they're handed over rough graded. That means dirt and gravel. And here in Nova Scotia, the ground is very, very rocky. Now, some builders will give a bit of a landscaping allowance, but you're gonna need to make sure that this actually covers the costs that you need. If it doesn't, you're gonna need a large cash reserve set up in order to get your property where it needs to be when you move in. Lastly, I want to talk about deposits. Now, with resale homes, you could say roughly about 1% of the purchase price is a fair deposit to come along with an offer. So for example, if you're offering on a $500,000 property, a $5,000 deposit is usually ample. So with new construction homes, the builders have to carry the risk of that construction. So historically, they've wanted a bit larger and staggered deposits. However, we're currently seeing a bit of a shift where some builders are requiring lower deposits after the Bill C-4 passed to help get more new buyers into new construction. Now, because this varies widely from builder to builder, the deposit structure is 100% the first question you need to ask when you're looking at a new build, depending on the builder. As you can see, both paths have financial pros and cons, which is why having an agent that understands the fine print in new construction and the resale markets is absolutely crucial. But the financial side is just one piece of the puzzle in deciding what to buy here in Halifax. I'm building out an entire series of everything you need to know to navigate the Halifax real estate market, from timelines to neighborhood selection. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next video in this series, and click the video on screen if you want to stick around and see more Halifax real estate with me. As always, my information will be down below in the description. If you have any questions at all, I'd love to hear from you, and we'll see you on the next video.